Welcome back to ABC News Live First. The question of where does rain come from is taking on a whole new meaning thanks to some hurricane season conspiracy theories. Some are apparently confusing the real science of cloud seeding with debunked theories about controlling the weather. So let's get into it in our new weekly segment where our chief meteorologist and climate correspondent, Ginger Zee, tackles pressing climate questions and debunks misinformation. Here's our first installment of Climate A to Z.
My job is all about forecasting.
But look, the rainfall rates could be 2 to 3 inches per hour with that stationary front today.
And then, showing what happened.
Let's focus on what happened, though. So the good news is no one was killed by this storm so far.
And this summer, we have had plenty of flash flooding.
Flash flooding in New Orleans, leaving cars submerged.
But this year, something has changed dramatically. It's like every time I post about flash flooding, I'll get people saying, oh, that's not nature. They are making it rain. It really all changed when Dubai had that historic rain event. So this myth started on the internet.
And I'm not feeding trolls here, but that Dubai confusion had people in my real life asking if they were making it rain more. So, can they really make it rain? Well, no one can make it rain, but there is something called cloud seeding where you can boost natural rainfall. It's been experimented with since the 1950s. It's happening here in the United States, mostly Western states, and a lot in the UAE. How did they do it? Well, we got a chance to see it firsthand. There are currently 42 cloud seeding projects across the American West, like the one we see here in Utah, where they take this plane with the flares attached, fly into the storm, and send microscopic particles right into the cloud. The particles act like magnets for the water droplets. They bond them together and make it snow more than it naturally would. They're like steroids for the storm. So why do they do that? Well, they are making more snow in places like Nevada or Arizona because they need more snow, especially after the mega drought. And science has showed us that you can make 3 to 15% more snow in a given storm. And all the projects that have happened, that will happen, they're listed on NOAA's website, so it's not some secret. All that said, cloud seeding can't make it rain. It can't make a cloud. It can really only boost or amplify a storm that's already snowing or raining. And it's not like they're out there saying, oh good, there's a storm that's gonna flood out a city, let's add some more. No, Dubai, they were not cloud seeding. Also, a well-forecasted storm like Connecticut, no cloud seeding. In fact, Connecticut has never done cloud seeding. You know what is interesting though? Weather has been modified for centuries. Since the Industrial Revolution, and we started burning so many fossil fuels that we've been trapping the heat of the sun into our planet. So the globe has been warming, and therefore, you, me, all of us have been making it rain more because we can show with science that the hourly rate of rainfall has gone up in the United States 10 to 40% because of a warmer world caused by us. So while they can't make it rain, we're certainly contributing to it raining more.
And Ginger Zee joins me now for more on this. It's so fascinating. There's so much to unpack here, Ginger. It's easy to see why you could look at these planes, cloud seeding, and think something fishy's going on here. So how can you be sure that cloud seeding can't be used to cause hurricanes or other natural disasters?
Well, we can't be 100% sure. We don't know what every single person all over the world is doing. But I will say that there are a couple of things that we can be sure of and that get really confused often. One of them, and we've got an image here, is that people post this all the time and they say, okay, I see them, they're out there cloud seeding. That's an image. That's called a contrail. That is not, I repeat, not cloud seeding. That is water vapor from an airplane, of which we've got so many more these days than we ever have. And up in the highest elevations of where we fly, it's cold. And then that water vapor, especially as moisture's kind of coming in, so sometimes you'll see contrails more often. Well, that happens. We're going to see those. That's not making
That's just
rain.
planes flying, has nothing to do with cloud
You'd
seeding.
have to be pretty eagle-eyed to see actual cloud seeding because cloud seeding airplanes would not be in a bright blue sky. You would see them only when there's already snow or rain, so they'd be in the storms. It's actually a really scary flight, and that's why a big reason we couldn't even go with them. So that's a distinction. You also saw in the piece there, it's not a secret. In fact, a lot of these programs are quite proud of the work that they've been able to do on a very small scale. And so they've done the research downstream and about the particles that do or do not make it to the ground for human health impacts, and there's a lot of research out there about that.
On the flip side, we've also seen huge rain events this year in Dubai and Spain and the Carolinas. What's causing that? And could cloud seeding be used to prevent those one day? Does it work in reverse?
You know, I think there's a lot of science that we can never say never, but I do think that in the cases that we know there, Spain, Dubai, these were well forecasted storms. We knew they were going to happen. There was no cloud seeding. They would not do that to add to those storms. Could we, in some way, somehow, someday, figure out a way to reduce? I would hope so, but I'd say one of the biggest ones is to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions.
Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee, I have more questions, but I'm out of time. I was thinking if I could squeeze one more in, but I don't think I can.
More climate A to Z to come. So.
Yes, we love that. Ginger, thank you so much for coming in and breaking down these topics for us. So much easier to understand when you explain it that way.
You got it.
Thank you.